Hello everybody and welcome to the last series of this review. We're gonna talk about using Seeger on 10 Science, one of the most competitive mode in IEC. So yeah, you already know about her downside and her benefit of using her passive, and you may be thinking, what kind of build? What kind of team that should I put Seeger on in 10 Science? So let's discuss about it. Let's get started. Team number 1. I call this team low cost bomber, something like that. So the core point of this team is using Seeger on B4, on star 3 or star 4 or star 5 or star 6 and combine it with Arceus. It's practically an instant bomb for any your opponent's side, especially for them who has cost less than 13 or 15. So the key point is like this. Since Hersey and Seeger has kind of similar passive condition, so when the battle start on 10 seconds, practically both of them will bomb out your opponent's side. So if there is no shield or reflect type on your opponent of the side, and your Seeger, let's say on 5 star, and then your opponent mostly consists of any radius that has cost less than 15 or maybe 16. So when putting two of these beasts on this radiance on your side, the game practically ended, since Heresy will reduce their HP and Seeger will also reducing based on their actual max HP. So basically, if you put both of these radiance on your side, the game is practically over for any low cost radiance. So I call this low cost bomber. Next up is Cigar Boost Up team. Basically, this team build is treated for making Seeger as the real main DPS. So you put Seeger on the first tile on 10 science, and then put Alice and Nanali on any side you want actually. So as you know that Alice will boost up one of random pattern on the field and the hand, but since this 10 science, so only the field, with an additional attack percentage and defense. So when she died, she will give that boost to Seeger. Nanali will die too. Both Alice and Nanali only has 10 cost. And when Nanali appear on the field, she will give an attack and defense reduction to your opponent's side for 15 seconds. So when Seeger appeared, both Nanali and Alice will die, so like a 3-side team, but Seeger unique will be a really broken part of that moment. If your Seeger already on on star 5, her damage will be really good to sweeping up your opponent's side. So this kind of build is practically making Seeger would be a stronger than her usual unique. But the condition to use it would be your Seeger must be on a top shape. Good speed and good build up. Something like that. Well, next. Okay. This build is usually not created by mine. This is created by a user called Madao on AI6 Sachiko. So the point is putting Kasumi and Shanti for Shanti is actually a placeholder in here. Since her passive, and she would get some demerit from using Seeger. So the point is why we put Kasumi in here. First, putting her on the first tile, because she will stolen all kind of buff from your opponent's side. As you know, the Seeger main weakness is practically shield and reflect, and immunity. So while putting Kasumi on the first tile, she will stall all of the kind of disturbing thing that will obstruct Seeger's passive. So when Kasumi is still all the buff, Seeger passive will be active. Kasumi practically will not get any damage, since she is stalling your opponent buff, and Shanti, since her position is in front of Seeger, so her immunity will take prioritize first, and then Seeger passive activated, so your opponent practically just naked and get nuked by her. Seeger. So that's the point. And finally, clean up. Okay, next would be Seeger summon team, something like that. So the point is just put Seeger and at least one summoner on your side of the field. So you can put, for example, Frontifa and Flora, who has low cost, like below 13 or 15, and then when putting Seeger, both of them mostly will be either dying or die, and then summon their summon an entity, and Seeger will just bomb your opponent's side. So basically this team build is creating as much as demerit that Seeger have, while also including a bomb to your opponent's side. But by putting two summoner basically only reduce Seeger's unique potential, since you don't have any bomber on your side except Seeger. And yeah, so my suggestion would be either putting replacing Flora with Alice, but just hoping that Alice will buff Seeger, not Frontifa, like that. So yeah, next. Okay, this will be the tricky part. Probably my last build. Not my last build. Combining Rotania with Seeger. For information, this build is not originally mine. It's from a user called Personadi, if I'm not mistaken. So you just need to put only 2 Radiants who has basically 20 cost, Rotania and Seeger. So putting Rotania on the first tile and below her will be Seeger. The question is, why Rotania? Because Rotania will not get any demerit from Seeger passive. CH costs 22, so basically 0 damage. And Seeger passive will only include your opponent's side to be nuke. And by putting Rotania on the first tile, since most of your opponent's HP will be reduced by a lot, Rotania will finish them out. So if your Rotania build is DPS, and by including Seeger as a support in here, so yeah, they will literally swipe anyone on their side. Let's talk about worst case scenario where your opponent put Heresy, and then Heresy still alive and killing up your Rotania. You still have Seeger as a backup plan. Seeger is also AoE, so her damage is, well, not really high as Sorcerer, but still on the acceptable margin. So yeah, that's probably the best build up at the moment that I can think. Maybe you have some build up in that you want to share. You can just comment on the video, comment section, and that's all. Okay, thank you for watching all of this series. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any recommendation or for radios that need to be deeply reviewed, just comment section below. Also, special thanks to all my friends, all the team players on AS6 that helped me to make this video to be happen. They give me some footage, they give me some word suggestion and stuff, and yeah, this video is the result. This video, yeah, all of these videos, all of this series. So yeah, also thank you for Asian Connect AS6 YouTube channel to putting this video on, on their channel, YouTube channel, and their Discord community is really good. So probably you want to join it for some reason. It's really good. So yeah, thank you and see you on the next video.